Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Arlington Park here on Saturday. It is August the 12th, 2017. You'll look at all the stakes races on today's program from Arlington, including the Arlington Million. But before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kit 5 for more selections for race courses around the world. So let's get on to it. I'm going to look at the stakes races, races 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So races 7 through 12. Let's get on to it, starting off with the 7th race from Arlington. The 7th race is the 41st running at the Secretariat Stakes, Grade 1, purse $400,000. It's for 3-year-olds. Field of 6 3-year-olds going the distance of ground here of 2,000 meters for our international viewers, 2,000 meters or a mile and a quarter on the turf course. Mile and a quarter. My top pick in this one, I like the number 3 horse here, number 3 Perry Maine. Hopefully I'm saying that right, pardon me if I'm not. I'm going to go 3, 1, 4, 6 in the superfecta. That's my top 4. So 3, 1, 4, 6 superfecta. My top pick, number 3 Perry Maine. 9 to 5 William Buick and Mark Johnston, who trains the Striel Colts. Most recently, Source had a start in France on the 14th of July at Saint-Cloud. Firm ground, 2,400 meters or a mile and a half, and the Grand Prix de Paris. Horse finished second by nose that day. It was carrying 128 pounds, wide post draw. As a 3-1 favorite, this horse was leading most of the race. Got caught right at the final 16th of a mile, but he ran his heart out. He's cutting back to a mile and a quarter today, which this horse really likes, and I think he'll really have a great run. Start before Royal Ascot on 23rd of June, a mile and a half in the King Edward Stakes. Horse won by half length. Wide post draw didn't affect his horse. He quickened up nicely, just off the pace that day, and had an easy, clear victory. And then start 4 in the English Derby at Epsom, mile and a half. Horse finished 10th by 8 lengths that day. He broke from stall number 18 out of 18. He won track the leaders early on, and then he kind of weakened out of it. It just wasn't his day to win. Before that, though, he won the Dantego a mile and a quarter. He won a very nice stakes race at Newmarket, going a mile and a quarter, and he finished second in the Investic Derby trial at Epsom. The Derby trial, finished second that day, just getting beat by Cracksman, who ran a hell of a race for John Gosden and Frankie Dettori. But this horse is getting the mile and a quarter, like I said, which he really likes, and he should have a very good run. William Buick is a great rider, so watch out for him. So to recap my bets for the 7th from Arlington, it's the 41st running of the Grade 1 Secretariat. Gonna go with the 3 horse. Gonna go 3, 1, 4, 6 in the superfecta. To race number 8 now from Arlington, the 8th race is the 3rd running of the Bruce D Memorial. Purse $75,000. It's for 3-year-olds. Field of 10 3-year-olds going the distance out of the ground here of 1,600 meters or 1 mile on the all-weather poly track. 1 mile. And I show the diagram, it just gives me a second to look down at my notes, so just bear with me. My top pick in this one, I like the number 5 horse, Kitten's Cat. I'm going to go 5, 8, 7, 3 in the superfecta, 5, 8, 7, 3 super. My top pick, number 5, Kitten's Cat, 7 to 2, Jose Ortiz for Mike Maker, who trains a Striel Colt out of Kitten's Joy. Most recently, Source I started 4th of July here in New York at Belmont. 1 mile in the Menalia Stakes, just basic overnight. Source finished 5th by 2 3/4 lengths that day. Was very wide with the leaders early on, and then kind of weakened out of it. It wasn't his day to win. He's stepping down in class, coming to the all-weather poly track, which I think this horse should really like. There's quite a lot of pace in this race, so I think this horse could really get a good close and kick off the pace, because this horse is a bit of a closer. Start before. Horse out of race at Belmont, 7 furlongs in Paradise Creek Stakes. Horse finished second by 5 1/4 lengths that day. Sat 4th most of the race and closed up well at the end. Just, it was the second best race that day. It wasn't a half-bad run. Before then, the American turf, this horse finished 9th, was wide that day and just didn't do anything. Very wet turf course, wasn't to his liking. And then before that, he ran the Spiral Stakes at Turfway. He finished 4th by 1 3/4 lengths that day. He had the clip heels that day. Had a horrible trip. It just wasn't his day to win. As the favorite, he's lucky he finished 4th after that horrible trip. But before that, finished second in the Palm Beach Stakes for 3-year-olds at Gulfstream, and won the Kitten's Joy Stakes for 3-year-olds at Gulfstream earlier this year. He's a good horse. He should like the ground, and I think he'll run a big one, so he'll be my top pick. So to recap my bets for the 8th from Arlington, it's the 3rd running of the Bruce D Memorial. Going to go with the 5 horse, Kitten's Cat. I'm going to go 5, 8, 7, 3 in the superfecta. To race number 9 now from Arlington, the 9th race is for the stayers. It's the 6th running of the American St. Ledger, Grade 3, purse $250,000. It's for 3-year-olds and upwards. Field of 8 horses going the distance out of ground here of a mile and 11/16, which is also a mile and 5.5 furlongs. So just whatever distance you want to go by. So a mile 5.5 furlongs, mile 11/16. and it's a very wide open race. If you play the pick four or any other multi-race wager, I would go deep in this one. My top pick though is going to go to the one horse Keystone for Victory. I'm going to go 1-2-8-6 in the superfecta, 1-2-8-6 super. But in my pick four, if I play it, I would go 1-2-8 for sure, because it's a very deep race, like I said. My top pick, number one, Keystone for Victory, 5-2, Julien Lepeau from Mike Maker, who trains his 4-year-old colt Shakespeare. Most recently on the 8th of July at Arlington, a mile and a half in the Grade 3 Stars and Stripes Stakes. Horse won by 1 1/4 lengths. He quickened up nicely and had an easy, clear victory. It was an all-around great race for this horse that day. Before that, in a handicap at Gulfstream, mile and a half, May 29th, first started off the layoff. He won by 2 1/4 lengths, sat back early by a lot, by almost 18 lengths, but closed up well at the end. Great turn of foot. He won it easily. He was the best horse by a mile, with him being 70 cents to the dollar. And then marched to fourth at in Barbados, in the Barbados Gold Cup, going a mile and 8th. Horse finished third by 1.5 lengths, and I couldn't find a replay for this race, but according to the running line I found for that race, which I had to really dig for because it's not in the racing form, it said wide post draw, wide throughout, closed up a little bit at the end, but he's just throw that race out because it's in Barbados, but probably lesser quality horses there anyway. But before that, he won an optional claimer at Gulfstream, and won the Claiming Crown Emerald at Gulfstream on the opening day of the Champions meeting. He's a very nice horse. He should love the distance. He's run well here at Arlington with that one run last time out. I think I'll run a big one, so it'll be my top pick. So to recap my bets for the 9th from Arlington, it's the 6th running, the American Saint Ledger. Going to go with the one horse Keystone for Victory. Going to go 1-2-8-6 in the superfecta. I'll go 1-2-8 in the multi-race pick 4 wager if I play it. So now let's get on to race number 9. Race number 10 now from Arlington. The 10th race is the 28th running of the Beverly D. Grade 1 per $600,000, which for fillies, mares, 3-year-olds, and upwards. Field of 10 horses here, going the distance of ground of 1,900 meters, or 1 mile and 3/16 on the turf course. 1,900 meters, a mile 3/16. One of my favorite distances in North America, I must say. My top pick in this one, I like the number 10 horse Rain Goddess. I'm going to go 10-9-1-6 in the superfecta, 10-9-1-6 super. My top pick, number 10, Rain Goddess. Aidan O'Brien trains Ryan Moore coming in from the UK to ride the Streel's filly at Galileo. Getting first-time Lasix. Also only carrying 117 pounds in the spot, which is so low compared to her other starts in Europe, which I think is a great weight. But it wouldn't be an Aidan O'Brien North America run with him having a horrible post draw. For some reason, for the past 5 years, Aidan O'Brien has been screwed by the post draw here in America. It's not even funny. Breeders' Cup, Arlington, he has post number 10 here today. Hopefully he could overcome it. But, last time out, this horse ran on the 15th of July at the Curragh, a mile and a half in the Irish Oaks. Horse finished second by 5.5 lengths behind Enable. Enable's a classy filly that day, who went on to win a few weeks ago in the King George at Ascot. This horse set the pace and, got overtaken by Enable. She was second best against a great filly. She's stepping down in class here today. Low weight. She should have a very good run. Start before in July 2nd at Curragh in the Group 1 Pretty Poly Stakes. Horse finished second by 3 1/4 lengths behind the Ziwa. She was far back early, but closed up well at the end. It wasn't a half bad run again. And then at Royal Ascot, the Sangraham handicap, 1 mile on June 21st. Horse finished second by 1 1/4 lengths behind Conde Partito, a Wesley Ward runner with Jamie Spencer up that day. Horse closed up well, but Conde Partito just ran a hell of a race. Before that, this horse finished 5th in the French 1,000 Guineas, known as the Poulet d'Essai de Polish. She finished 5th by 5 lengths that they didn't do anything there. Finished 4th in the Dubai Duty Free Stakes at Newbury, and finished 7th in her first and the 1,000 Guineas trial at Leopardstown earlier this year. But she's only won once. That was as a maiden about a year ago at Leopardstown in September. But she's been up there very close against some very tough horses. Like I said, she's stepping down class here today. 5-1. I don't think she'll be going off at 5-1 here in the States at post time. I have a feeling she'll be going off as the favorite. But she's a very nice horse, and she'll be my top pick here today. So to recap my bets for the 10th from Arlington, it's the 28th running of the Grade 1 Beverly D. I'm going to go with the 10 horse Rain Goddess. I'm going to go 10-9-1-6 in the superfecta. To race number 11 now from Arlington, it's the featured The 11th race is the 35th running of the Arlington Million. Grade 1, purse $1 million. It's for 3-year-olds and upwards. Field of 13 horses, but there is one withdrawal or scratch in this one. The 9-horse Scottish, he showed up lame in one of his workouts this week, so he'll be withdrawn or scratched. So the 9-horse Scottish is withdrawn, so we're now down to a field of 12, going the distance of ground here of 2,000 meters or a mile and a quarter on the Arlington Park turf course, or the Arlington International Racecourse turf course, whatever they call it. They'll be running in the Million Lane, which is the mile circumference of the race course, so keep that in mind. My top pick in this one, I am in love with this number 11 horse, Diversadero, in this spot. So number 11, my top pick will be Diversadero. I'm going to go 11-5, 13-8 in the and the superfecta, 11-5, 13-8 superfecta. Now, let's go over to the multi-race wager, like the pick 4. I might go 4 deep, maybe, because I have some nice prices underneath Diversadero. So maybe if Diversadero doesn't show up today, maybe I could catch a price with the other one. So I'm gonna go 4 deep in my multi-race pick 4 wager, or pick 3, whatever I feel like playing. But 11-5, 13-8, that's my top 4. My top pick, number 11, Diversadero, 5-1. Julien Lepeau for William Bradley, who trains his 5-year-old horse at Kitten's Joy, should definitely get the distance. Kitten's Joy, I believe, almost won. I think he did win this race via disqualification in 2004 with Powers Court. Was that the horse that interfered with him? Jamie Spencer. Good thing Jamie Spencer's not riding here today, because Jamie Spencer has a horrible luck here at Arlington. But most recently, this horse that started 10th of June at Belmont here in New York, mile and quarter inner turf course in the Grade 1 Manhattan. Horse finished 6 by 2 1/4 lengths that day. Sat 6 most of the race. The inner turf course at Belmont tends to be more towards speed-orientated horses. This horse just had nothing, was wide, and he just had nothing. His start before was probably one of his best runs. That came in the Turf Classic Churchill, mile 8th, May the 6th. Horse won by half length. He liked a little bit of a give in the ground that day. He was last early, closed up well at the end. Easy victory at 7-2 that day. And then his start before Keeneland, mile 16th, April 9th, and allowed for 64,000. But to tell you the truth, that race could have been a Grade 2. This horse finished second by nose. He closed up well, just missing, but it wasn't a half bad run, deserving a 100 buyer speed figure. He doesn't run well at Gulfstream Park, I've noticed, over the winter, but his races last year were pretty good. Won the Turf Classic last year, finished second in the Appleton last year, and you could throw out the Manhattan last year. Again, speed favoring race course where this horse is a closer, so it doesn't equal out. But, closers do well in this race. I think he could get a good closing kick off of it, so watch out for this horse to run a career race here today. So he'll be my top pick. So to recount my bets for the 11th race from Arlington Park, it's the Arlington Million 35. Gonna go with the number 11 horse, Diversadero. I'm gonna go 11-5. 13-8 in the superfecta. Now my pick 4 wager, or multi-race wager, I would definitely use all 4 of those horses. So those 4 horses were the 11-5, 13-8. So now let's get on to race number 12, the final race on the program. It's the final stakes race on the program also. 12th race is the 54th running of the Pugger Up Stakes, Grade 3, purse $100,000. It's for fillies, 3-year-olds. Field of 12 horses going the distance of ground here of about 1,800 meters, or about 1 mile and 1/8 on the turf course. They'll be using the inner portion of the turf course, so the lane 1, which is about the 7 furlong circumference course, so just keep that in mind. My top pick in this one, I like the number 3 horse, Lipstick. I'm going to single him to end off the pick 4 if I play it. Like I said, I'm going to go 3-4, 10-6 in the superfecta. 3-4, 10-6 super. My top pick, number 3, Lipstick. 4-1, Joel Rosario for Chad Brown, who trains a Streel affiliate of City Zip. It wouldn't be a turf race in North America without Chad Brown, I can tell you that. Most recently on the 15th of July at Monmouth, mile 16th in the Bowling Spring Stakes. Horse won by 2.5 lengths. Sat back early, but closed up well at the end. Easy, clear victory at the end. He has a perfect running style for this race, sitting mid-pack, and I expect him to sit there today, and I expect him to get a good closing kick. He's a horse that can run on firm ground. He could also run on wet ground also, I've noticed. Start 4 June the 11th at Monmouth, 1 mile in allowance race 40,000. Horse been second by half length. He closed up well at the end, but had to steady early, so just keep that in mind. If he didn't have to steady at the in the stretch first time around, I think he could have won, but it was just unfortunate. Before that, April 7th, the Keelan Mile 8th allowance race for 60,000. Horse been 7 by 4 3/4 lengths. It was his first start in 4 months. He needed that race. He didn't quicken up at all. You could say the start for New Year's Day at Gulfstream, where he didn't quicken up. He finished 8th in the Jasmine against lesser quality, against a little bit tougher horses, and he wasn't very mature there. But he did break his maiden very nicely at Belmont in the fall. I think I'll run a big one here today, so he'll be my top pick and a single to end off the multi-race wagers. So to recap my bets for the 12th from Arlington, it's the 54th running of the Grade 3 Pucker Up. Gonna go with the 3-horse Lipstick City. I'm going to go 3, 4, 10, 6 in the superfecta. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5. Good luck, everybody.